Hey everyone, Ekman here with another video, and today we have a quick overview with an example game for the Goku Black Leader that we get from the first set of the card game. Honestly, I thought he wasn't going to be too good. I thought he was going to be a little janky or a little bit dependent on his combo, but I'll also say that when he sees his combo, when he sees the good plays, you go very, very aggressive. You get a lot of value, and it's kind of hard to keep up with a perfect curve from this deck. So we're going to go over the deck list real quick. We have an example game at the end, and also I did a whole live stream playing with this deck. If you guys want to check it out, it is on my YouTube or on my Twitch for members and subscribers respectively for those. So we're going to get jumping on into it. We're going to talk about the leaders. So it is the crit leader on the front side, which I think it's really interesting that like Cooler's kind of the same way and Goku Black, both of them are kind of combo dependent. And one of the worst things about them is that the front side doesn't draw, which means like you're a little bit less likely to see your combo compared to other leaders. But 20k crit is great, being able to kind of prevent your opponent from getting resources. And sometimes our opponents just like counter out of attacks, which means that we're kind of okay with it. It means that they don't awaken as early, and they kind of just have like a low card pool, which is kind of good for us too. So pretty good. And then on the other side, it has this 20k leader. When attacking, draw 1. When activate main once per turn, place 1 Zamasu from your battle area at the bottom of your deck. During this turn, the next time you use and play Goku Black from your hand, reduce the cost by 2. So kind of when I was thinking about this is like, okay, there's no way that a 1-drop's going to survive, so you kind of have to do it on turn 5, or at least 5 energy, or 4 energy, and an energy marker where you play the Zamasu. You put it to the bottom of your deck, and you play a 6-drop for 4, so technically that's a 5 energy combo. But the more I play, a lot of decks don't really have answers to 1-drops, or if you're able to put like 2 1-drops down, though that usually feels really, really safe in a lot of spots. So I do like playing this guy. I do think it's very strong in being able to do this, the combos, and so being able to get to Goku Black when you technically have 4 energy with energy marker usually means you win the game. Your opponent won't really have an answer to it. It's going to be able to get its effect off twice, and you get a lot of free value. Honestly, the harder part is sometimes just getting to that awakened state, which is a little bit trickier versus some decks, but I think it's still pretty obtainable, especially against decks and players who just kind of hit into you. So that's the idea for it. Probably the most important card in this deck is My Future. Being able to take 2 cards from your life is fantastic. It just means that you're able to awaken that much earlier. And I do generally find that since we are a crit leader, we don't really have a lot of cards in hand. So it's easy to get this once per turn auto to bounce cards back from your opponents back into your own hand. So being able to do like a combo of like 1, this Sun Goten gets a lot of strength in this one, being able to attack, draw a card from our life. We don't mind over countering to save it and then attack again to take another life. I think that's pretty crucial for us, but it bounces cards back to hand, which is really great. So like My Future gets a lot of value from that too. You get a lot of card value. And when I find the most success with this deck too is when I'm able to just keep looping these Trunks Futures, being able to get cards off the board of my opponent and still being able to create my own cards and boards. That generally is worth like the card they get back to hand. The tempo is just always in our favor if we're able to continue to do that. So I think this card is pretty invaluable too. I know we're just playing 4 of all the super rares that come out of the set, but they're pretty good for what this deck does. And then obviously the 6-drop, being able to use this card where you can redraw a card from a drop area, which is already pretty good. Being able to attack and then also play a 4-drop for free is fantastic, and you get to keep doing this as long as this is still on the board, which is pretty easy to do if you play this with, again, 3 energy and an energy marker. It just means most decks can't outright get rid of this, which means you get the value again the next turn. Probably the best way to get rid of this card or stun this card is by using Golden Frieza. It stuns it, so it doesn't get rid of it, but you don't get to attack with it, which also means you don't get its when attacking effect, which is pretty impactful. So I think that's like the only like hard counter for this card outside of 8-drop Broly coming down to pop it. It's very, very strong. I do like the idea of this card and what this leader is able to do in regards to it. Other than that, I think just pretty standard. A couple extra copies of Goku Black just for that additional card draw, or not card draw, but just a 30k. 1k, it's found off of the Gawasu, which is nice too. Gawasu is like good turn 1, otherwise it just kind of hangs out as a 1-drop 5k. Both these Zamasus are good. This one gets way more value than I thought it would in this meta. Your opponent's almost always going to have a 1-drop or less, so being able to play this early, and then you can just kind of have it sit on the board, and then if you're able to go off, you get a lot of value, which is really nice. So this is usually the one I like to put to the bottom of my deck to use the effect. This one's not too bad either, especially since there's some times where I can play this for one attack, have the attack kind of matter, and then use the leader effect to put it to the bottom to get the reduction. I think that's good too. Other than that, Pilaf gets a lot of value, finding extra copies of itself, or Pan, which Pan is good for late cycle, and being able to use this to just get a lot of counter power, or sorry, combo power to end the game or pretend that we're safe, I think is good too. Other than that, Goten and Trunks are great. There's Self-Awakeners. Again, we already talked about Goten. Trunks being able to be a 25k late and also just another Self-Awaken card. Both the fact that both these are 10k are fantastic because our kind of backup for costs is Gotenks. Goku Black is probably still better overall, but this can technically be like a 45k attack because we can get two 10ks from a drop with it. Otherwise, he's just a okay body. He's at 2 copies. I think that's fine. If you want to kind of go into him more, go for it. If you don't like this card, take it out. You can play like Crit Vegeta if you want to. But I do like that he does let us get more counter power, which is good on defense if we need to kind of wait one more turn to feel safe to go in, which is good. Other than that, pretty straightforward deck. I think it is combo centered, but there are a lot of kind of tricky plays you can do, and kind of since this one is very based on sequencing and having like 7 or less cards in hand and that kind of stuff, it is pretty specific on some of like the best orders to play cards and to do those. So this is a list, and let's go to our example game. Alright, here is my example game, and to be honest, I have a really good opening hand, so I don't know if this is the best one to go over or the worst one to go over, but it's the one we're doing today. It's going to go against Gohan, which is obviously pretty popular, playing the 1-drop Son Gohan Childhood, get the cycle to get a 1-drop Goku, and pass it right back to us. So we also go second, which is really good for us. The double Mai is pretty much the best start for us. Being able to use the effect, go down from 8 down to 6. We're going to take the super combo and a 1-drop Zarbon from our, or not Zarbon, Zamasu, my apologies, from our life, go down to 6, attack them, crit, hit them down to 7, and we're going to pass it right back to them. But yeah, this is looking pretty good for us. They're going to attack into us, go to 2 life, or 2 cards in energy. They charge a Gohan, which we know that there's a Goku in their hand. We're going to get a second copy of a super combo, which is good for us too. They're going to play the Goku, which they know we knew that was there. It'd be surprising. Yeah, they decide to keep the rest of the hand, so they charge that Gohan there. We're going to play the Mai once again. Go down to 4 life. There we go. There we get the Son Goten. We're going to play the Zamasu for 1. Get rid of one of their boys. Get rid of the Goku there, and then attack 30k critical into there. Get some guaranteed crit damage. And they're down to 6 life. They're going to 3 energy, and I don't think that they're going to be able to remove the Zamasu, so pretty good for us so far. Alright, they're going to attack into us. I have not awakened yet, so we're going to awaken on their turn real quick. Yeah, go there. And then we're going to just get out of it for free since they did not combo. Sometimes I kind of do that for online too, because sometimes people forget that you can awaken and you get out of like these attacks for free. They're going to use Destructive Strength, but they don't have a 1-drop to go with, and this is kind of our big turn here. So we're going to use the leader effect just immediately. We could have attacked with the Goku Black if we wanted to, or the Zamasu, but we didn't. We're going to play the 6-drop Goku Black. We're going to use the effect to get a Goten from our drop, not that it really mattered. But then we're going to use the effect to play Trunks Future from our hand. Trunks Future is going to have its on-play effect to return their 1-drop Gohan. And then since we have 2 copies of Mai out and 6 cards in hand, we get to draw 2 more cards. So honestly, just a bunch of value there. Big 40k swing. And they go down to 5. We're going to attack a big 20k there. We're actually going to make it 30k with the effect of the combo there. We're going to get another special attack here, which is really cool. Going to hit them with the Scythe. Boom! And then we're going to be able to attack with our Trunks once again. So it's going to be 20 to 15. If they awaken, they can get out of it a little bit easier. We're going to use a 10k, so we're going to go to 30. And since we drew so many cards, we just get so much additional like pressure with combos if we so want to. Yeah, alright, he awakens to the Son Gohan Childhood. 20k, we're still going to do the 30k damage there, and then we're going to pass with 7 in hand, 2 super combos, and honestly looking pretty good. pretty good real quick. Now, there is a mistake that I make on my next turn, which we will go over real quick, but we're going to go just 25k. I think the Mai's have kind of used all that they need to right now. I'm not really afraid of using them now. They've drawn us a lot of cards, especially with this Vegeta here. So I think they made a mistake. I think they need to have got rid of a card. And real quick, too, we can kind of see that their hand, they just have a bunch of cards, just a bunch of cards that they could have used to just get rid of this Mai real easily, because most of these are just going to be like dead in hand anyways, which I think being able to just get rid of one card in my hand to guarantee something off your board that probably would have been dead in hand anyways would have been better. But they just decide to attack. We're going to combo with the Mai there. They don't have any targets for their effects anymore. And we're going to pass it. Or they're going to probably pass it back right after playing this Son Gohan here. Looks top 3 and is able to add another Goku there. So real quick, here is the state of the board. I want you guys to look at it real quick. If you guys need to pause it, go for it. There's a really good play here that I think is not super obvious, that I did not make. I did not make this play, obviously, when going into it. But you guys can think about it real quick. I'd say that's enough time, though, if you wanted to. Here's the spoiler. The way you do like a super duper combo with this is that we attack with our Goku Black 6-drop here. We use this effect here to play a 4 or less from our hand. As long as we have 7 or less cards in hand, which we will be after we charge, we play this 1-drop Zamasu to get rid of their 1-drop, but also puts a Zamasu on board for free, which means that we can use our leader effect again to make this cost 4, and then we get another Goku Black on board. So that's the good play. I do not do that, and I didn't recognize that. Instead, I think I just play the 1-drop Zamasu outright. Yeah, I end up just playing the 1-drop Zamasu outright, which is not bad, but it would have just been better. Being able to get 2 Goku Blacks out and be able to play cards off them is just stronger in a lot of sense. So that was a mistake from me. Don't make my mistakes. Recognize that even though you want your 6-drop to be able to play big bodies, playing a 1-drop Zamasu so you can do the combo again is very good in its own right. But instead we're just doing our Pilaf shenanigans. Use Pilaf 1-drop. Use it to find another Pilaf. That'll let us attack with this Trunks, make it a 30k pretty quick. We're going to play Pilaf again to get another Pilaf back. And this way we just get all these 10k combos without losing really any high-end advantage, which is really good. So we go there, 40 into them. We're going to play the Goku Black from our hand. That's going to make it cost 40k. And then we could have gone all the way in, and I think looking at their hand we would have been able to be fine. But I just do a simple 50k. We don't really need to be really aggressive, and since we have 2 super combos, it's pretty easy for us to survive until this next turn. So I even comboed off the Zamasu knowing that the Vegeta could get rid of it. We're going to play Pilaf one more time to get just another 10k counter, and we're going to pass it back to there. So I'd still say we're in a good spot, and if we wanted to press for the win last turn, we could have. I think some people just play a little bit too aggressive and go for it, which I don't think is... Sometimes I think you will lose sometimes to your opponent just having the super combos they needed to get out of it. So they're going to play the Son Gohan childhood here. They're going to be able to get rid of our Goku 4-drop. They're going to attack into us, which I am perfectly okay with because this is more card draw for us to be able to try to win next turn. They give us a 1-drop Zamasu, very nice. And then we're going to combo with the Pilaf since they could discard a card from their hand to get rid of mine, which they should have done for sure at this point. They have so many cards that they can't counter with or combo with in their hand right now. They should have just done that. But anyways, we're going to just put one more card into our energy there. We're going to attack with our leader there. And they get a 5k out. And whenever my opponent has like 2 energy open, especially with Gohan, since they get that plus 15k, I'm really worried about them having like a surprising amount of counterplay. So I kind of went into the mode where let's just pressure them, but also let's just make sure there's no cards on their board. I think that's the best way to do this. So we go 30k there. They will be able to get out of it with 1 copy of Meteor, which is a little bit telling for how good their hand is right now. And go 45k. I will play the Zamasu for 1. Just use its effect to go to the bottom. To play Goku Black for 4 once again. and then we're going to attack with Goku Black into their leader, and then we're going to be able to put Trunks into our hand. So we get to play the Trunks, bounce their Gohan back to their hand, which does technically give them more counter or combo power, but it puts no cards on the board. So it would mean that they'd have to play 8-drop Broly and go all the way in, but they couldn't even get out of this one. So that is kind of where we end for there. So I think that you could have been more aggressive with this one, but I do think you get punished for that very often. 8-drop was not scary for us because we had all of these counters in hand too. So I think being able to instead just play the game where we can just get a lot of value and go for it pretty easily next turn is the way. But I think other people do other things, which is totally fine. So yeah, the last thing is that, like, yeah, most people, when I see lose in situations like this, is where they go for game when they really didn't need to, and they weren't really in a situation where they were kind of potentially losing the next life, especially with super combos being defensive in this game instead of being equally offensive and defensive. You sometimes just want to bait out their attacks so you can super combo and get that extra value for it. So anyways, this is the video for you guys. If you guys want more content for Goku Black, I did do an entire live stream, so you can check that out, linked in the description, and I'll be doing more live streams in the next couple weeks. They've been a lot of fun, and I do appreciate you guys hanging out during them. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.